What happens when a third-rate villain decides he's done playing the role written for him? In a world where video games become real and vengeance drives every breath, one broken soul sets out to change the script. But does this slow-burn revenge fantasy actually deliver, or is it all bark and no bite? Astron Natusalune is introduced as a nobody, a filler villain in a game world brought to life. But under the surface lies a painful truth. He's a man reborn with the soul of someone from Earth, carrying a brutal past and an unshakable mission: avenge his sister's death and destroy the demonic corruption eating away at the world. Let's start with the good. This isn't your usual game transmigration story, where the MC loots future events and wins through meta-knowledge. There's effort here. Events are crafted with internal logic. The characters feel distinct, and the main character, he's not here to collect waifus or become the next guild master. He's furious, focused, and cold. Astron has a single purpose: revenge, and for the first arc, that purpose drives a genuinely engaging story. There's mystery, direction, and emotional tension. If you like your protagonists broken but determined, there's something compelling in how Astron fights his way up from the gutter. Now the problems. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the writing. You know those scenes where the battle should be hitting hard, but instead you're tripping over lines like a symphony of anguish echoed through the velvet twilight. Yeah, this novel is drenched in that. Flowery language doesn't automatically mean good writing, especially when it interrupts action scenes or makes characters sound like they're delivering Shakespearean monologues during a test briefing. It's not just the narration either. Even the characters talk in overwrought prose that completely kills immersion. Now for the pacing. After the first arc, the story slowly begins to rot. Arcs feel increasingly directionless. Climaxes don't hit. Payoffs feel underwhelming. By the time we get to the Phantom Land arc, even major power-ups feel dull because there's no build-up, no tension. It's like climbing a mountain and finding a flat plain at the summit. The bigger issue? Stagnation. Yes, Astron gets stronger. Yes, the timeline moves. But narratively, we're just running in circles. The loop is always the same. Train, forced into an event, win, train. The MC reacts to situations instead of driving them, and despite all his hatred, he never hunts demons proactively. They come to him, conveniently. It's passive storytelling disguised as progress. The tragedy here is that there is a great story hidden under the surface. Astron has motive, he has trauma. The setup is ripe for psychological depth, creative combat, and dark moral choices. But instead of sharpening that narrative blade, the author wraps it in gauzy language and leans on repetitive plot loops. Without clear short-term goals, Astron just drifts from fight to fight, and the reader drifts too. Hunter Academy, Revenge of the Weakest, starts with promise, and if you're a fan of brooding, purpose-driven protagonists, the first 100 chapters might hook you. But unless you're here for purple prose and rinse-repeat storytelling, the rest of the ride might feel like a slog. My advice: try the first arc. If you love it, brace yourself for a slower, more stylized descent. And if you're the type who prefers tighter prose, clearer stakes, and long-term payoff, you might want to skip this one or wait for an edited, tightened-up version in the future. Have you read this one past chapter 300? Does it actually improve later? Or is it all symphonies and scenery until the end? Drop your thoughts below, and subscribe for more brutally honest reviews of trending web novels and hidden gems.